You know those moments where you look in the mirror and second guess everything? Your choices, your abilities, even your worth? Imagine if you could turn that self-doubt into self-belief with just pen and paper. In this video, I'll guide you through a simple 5-minute drawing exercise that can help you do just that. Hi, I'm Michelle Baker. I have a master's in art therapy, and I developed the art as a soul language method to help women who are at a crossroads rediscover their inner wisdom, release what's been holding them back, and step into the purposeful, authentic life that they're meant to live. This very simple drawing exercise doesn't require any drawing skill, and it will only take a few minutes, but it will be quite powerful in how it shifts your perspective from self-doubt and fears into a more expansive state of what's really possible. Let's do this. All you're going to need is a piece of paper and something to draw with. My daughter wanted to help me make this video and we used markers, but you could even do this with just a pen or a pencil. And what you're going to do is take your one piece of paper and draw a small figure in the middle that's going to represent you. Just make it a stick figure. You don't even have to put a face on it if you don't want to. Once you have your figure, then what you're going to do is write down the doubts that you have or the fears that you have around the figure. I was thinking of it as like they were coming out of my mind. So I wrote them around the top of my figure, all the things that I might be doubting or worried about. People are sometimes afraid to write down or give voice to their fears or their doubts, as if by putting it on paper, it's somehow going to make it more real. But the truth is that if you're worried about these things, they're already in your head and they're already in your body. So you're not making them any more real by writing them. But there's actually this act of honoring the fear and acknowledging that it's there, which you have to go through before you can transform it. So once you've written all the doubts and fears that you can think of in this moment, you don't have to try super hard and be like, oh my God, did I get them all? Just write whatever's up for you in this moment. Pause this video and leave a comment. What does it look like to see your little figure with all of those fears and doubts written around them? Now, step number 3 is that you're going to use your pen or a different color maybe and draw a boundary around those statements that separate the thoughts out and they outline the rest of the space around you, the little figure that's you. I'm going to take back all the space that isn't getting taken up by those fears. So what you're doing is literally creating a boundary with that line to separate out the words, the fears away from the space that's your little figure. And then you're claiming all the extra space for you, the little figure. And once you've done that, if you want, you can try this energetic phrase. I claim this space for myself. It is love all around me.
I claim this space for myself. It is happiness all around me.
You can say it out loud and then notice how it feels in your body when you say that and you're looking at all that space that you claimed for yourself and that little figure on the page. One optional step here that you can do if it would feel good to you is you could take your pen, pencil, or another color and actually cover over and like cross out the words of the self-doubt if you want to. My daughter and I didn't do that in our drawings, but if it would feel good to you, go ahead and do that as well. Once you've drawn your boundary and claimed that extra space, now pause the video again and leave another comment. What does it look like and what does it feel like now to see that little figure on the page when it has all that space? There's still 2 steps left, but I would love to hear from you. So pause the video once more. Look at the drawing now that you've claimed that space and let me know, how does it feel to you when you look at it? Has something shifted in some way for you? We've still got more to go though. Step number 4 is now look at that extra space that you've claimed for yourself around the figure that represents you and decide what you want that extra space to represent. For example, you could decide that you want that all to be love or light or happiness, which is what my daughter chose, or joy, or you could choose to have it be the presence of a trusted advisor or your higher self or your spirit guide, anything that feels good to you. But make sure you take a moment and decide what that extra space and energy is going to represent for you. Now, last but most important, step number 5. If that extra space, whether it's your love, your light, your trusted advisor, your guide, if it could speak to that little figure in the middle that we drew first, what would it say? Trust your intuition here. Write down whatever arises naturally, and you can write that down underneath or on another page. If the happiness around you and if the love around me, if it could speak to this little person right here and your little person right here, what would it say?
Happy.
It would say happy. Okay, good. If the love around my person, if it could speak right now, it would say everything is okay and you're okay too. There's another part of making art with people that I love that I can't do with you here in this type of video, which is called art reflections. This is where if you and I are together, I'm going to ask you questions about your art. I'm going to help you sink into the deeper meaning that your art has for you and help you trust your intuition even more. And that is how the most surprising aspects of the art that people make come through. But if this simple exercise sparked even a small shift in your confidence, in your feeling of connection to yourself, just imagine what could happen if you fully immersed yourself in this kind of soul work. That's what I do in my Wild Woman program. And it was designed over 10 years ago to help women break free from the weight of feeling stuck, rewire old patterns of self-doubt from a body-based level, reconnect with your authentic self, and step into the life that feels meaningful and true to who you are. So if you feel aligned with me and ready to do those deeper layers of soul work and unlock the life that you've been craving, there's a link below this video that you can click just to learn more about Wild Women and see if it resonates with you. Your journey to clarity and purpose has to start somewhere, and I would be honored if you started it with me.